All right. Good morning, Power Hitters. My name is Jarrett McAllister, your mentor and co-host. Today is October 26, 2021. I am alongside my main man, Jonathan Brunasso. What's up, player? How you doing, brother?
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm doing good, rocking some nice swag from Anthony Bonilla.
I like that. That's a good color on you, bro.
Yeah, I feel like a construction worker maybe, but you know, that's what we do.
Yeah, I had to rock the powder blue today. I like this one. It's a good fit.
Compliments your eyes.
Thanks, bud. But yeah, man, no, exciting things. We are coming up towards, is this our final Tuesday training of October?
I believe so. Yeah, Halloween Sunday.
That's
and
right.
November is upon us.
The final week of the month is ready to push it, get all the stragglers off the fence, those end of the month promotions. And yeah, let's rock it. Let's go. We got an exciting meeting for us this week. Why don't you, before we get into today's guest, our very special and honored guest, should we get into some success stories?
Yeah, I know you had a success story last week. Were up against a competition and you want to do crazy.
Yeah, so for those that were on last week and heard my story, yeah, I was battling it out with another company that a guy signed with, and he sent an email to that team, copied me on it and saying, hey, these guys said I should go with them instead of you because they have better panels, better warranty, lower pricing. And he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. You guys figure out who has the best deal for me via email, which is crazy. I've never dealt with anything like that before. So I immediately responded, and I basically flat out just asked them, I said, if this was for your parents, which deal would you go with? And a couple hours later, I was given a notification from the homeowner saying, you win. The other team conceded. You had the best deal. So that was awesome. And a buddy of mine, actually my mentee, Chris Santiago, who I was doing the deal with, he was like, man, we should talk to them and, see, who they're with. And I was like, what we should do is we should recruit them. And I just put that out into the universe. Well, sure enough, 3 days later, I get a phone call from a lady. She's like, hey, this is Sherry. And I was like, Sherry? She was like, yeah, with Kevin and the solar. I was like, I couldn't put it two together. She was like, yeah, we were competing against each other. I was like, oh, yeah, what's up? And she goes, I want to know how you got pricing like that. And, we want to come work with you. Wow. So her and her partner are moving over. And because I did the deal with Chris, my mentee, who's on my team, I'm going to go ahead and I'm placing them directly underneath him to help build his team out. But it was pretty awesome. Not only did we beat the competition, but so good that they want to come work with us. So I thought that was a pretty good success story.
Hell yeah. That's super cool. I mean, often we see other quotes and other emails from competitors, and who's going to take the time to put that in the universe and reach out to them? That is the coolest story ever, Jarrett.
Yeah, so I'm glad I was able to share that with everyone. So pretty cool stuff.
Congrats, brother. I'll just do a quick one. Last night here, we were at Power Hour stage. We celebrate women in power and diversity, and it doesn't matter who you are, brown, purple, women, man. Everyone here has an equal opportunity to make the same freaking money.
Even you, bro.
Even me with, a lazy eye and not the smartest guy. I mean, even I can do it. So, but Carol and Melissa here rocked it on the Power Hour stage. We had a few local teammates. We got to come last minute and we had a little dinner. So just really neat to see where the direction of the company's headed, all the amazing announcements coming up, guys. Just wait. There's so many cool things coming on the pipeline. So had a really great experience last night. If Lewis and Miles would like to share a success story, I'd love to hear it if you want to jump off mute.
Go ahead, Miles.
Hey guys, Miles here from San Diego. Just real quick, just I had surgery. I had a detached retina on my eye, and I had surgery October 6th. I'm on leave of absence from my job right now. And I said, what a better time to build my solar business. And even though I'm in bed, 100% face down 3 hours and face up 3 hours, but still not supposed to be walking, I'm still texting, I'm still calling people, I'm still doing, getting those deals. I basically reached out to a good friend of mine who I've known for 20 years. He has a farmer's insurance company now, a farmer's insurance office. And we're actually today connecting with his 3 staff members, and they're going to be referring the homeowners to me directly, saying that they have a reputable company and Miles is the person who that they can refer. They've already given me 3 referrals. And Lester, my buddy, referred me his sister. And we basically were on the call with Luis yesterday. And basically her comment was, I want to do this. If Lester referred you guys, I trust you. So referrals work. Lester is also a BNI. He's been involved with BNI for many years. Wanted to get me into his group, but there's already another Powur guy there. So he's been referred me to other groups. So just keep in touch with people. Basically the lesson learned here is just, be consistent, no excuses, and follow doctor's orders always. But also just the cherry on the top, last night at 11:30, Luis, my mentor, sent me a text that a contract came in from a guy that we've been trying to get them to sign for the last 2 weeks, I believe. And we got it. So had two deals yesterday. So just excited.
Great job, brother.
Awesome, Miles. Lewis, amazing leadership and team under JC and everyone there. You guys are firing on all cylinders right now. That's awesome, Miles. Congrats, and awesome to have you here. And a little shout out to JC, and I know Lewis too. JC and I, we just secured an office in Downey, California. There's like 3 to 4 offices. We'll have access to a team training room that we've been in before, and the kitchen. We're gonna swag it out and decorate it up. So we're gonna have a little home in Downey, California.
Awesome. I can't wait to come down and visit, man. That sounds cool.
Yep. You can sleep on my mattress in my guest room floor again.
Yeah, that thing smelled kind of weird, but whatever.
All right. Should we do one more success story share if you'd like to jump off mute?
Is Luis going to get in on this?
Can I jump in for Jose, who joined? I've been trying to get him for months now. Jose, yes, and he's been an ambassador for a month, and we already got 3 closes through his ambassadorship. And I send why don't you just join me so you can make half the money? I can train you, and Jose, or I call him Paco. You guys should call him Paco too. But he's bilingual, and we need that big time up here in Northern California. So I'm pretty excited.
Awesome.
Hello,
Owen.
Paco.
If I say Paco, I have to say taco after it. Because we have that down here, Paco's Tacos. So. Glad to have you, Jose. And 50% is much better than 1,000. So good to have you. All right.
Hey, John.
Yes, one more.
Hey, it's Cynthia. Just wanted to shout out our booth at the Claremont Village Venture this weekend. We set up a little booth and got to talk to a lot of people. It was actually a really busy event, so we got to make a lot of good connections. So that was really cool. I haven't done that in a few years. I got away from doing that, but it was nice to get back out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, let me.
Good old-fashioned lead generation, right? Set up a booth, talk with people, generate interest. I mean, that's the roots, the foundation of what we do. Hey, Cynthia, I have a quick question for you. Did you get a Tesla?
Yeah, I just ordered it.
Oh, girl. That's awesome. Congrats.
Didn't win it, so
I did it with, you just had to buy one, but that's all right.
So
really quick, Jonathan, just to touch on BNI, we're about to sign a 19 kilowatt referral from BNI. Excited for
wow. BNI 19 kilowatt. That makes your whole year right there. I mean, that's awesome. Congrats.
That's a good looking booth right there, by the way.
So I just wanted to share this, guys, real quick. This is a booth in my hometown, the Claremont in California, and I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce, and they put on this massive event every year. And so Cynthia was amazing. She got this pop-up banner made. She got the tablecloth made. She got a solar panel from one of our local install partners. And then I bought a wine basket, like about $150. And we said, we're raffling off a free wine basket. Give us your name and number and enter the drawing. And we have candy and water bottles, and we got a lot of leads. So thank you again, Cynthia and Brent. I'm sure we're going to get 1 or 2 closed deals from a few hours of work, having fun. So
Awesome.
all right, Jarrett, let's do one announcement, and then I'm going to hand this over to our guest speaker. So thank you, sir, for kicking it off. All right, real quick. I like to point out that today is Tuesday, 10/26. We have a consultant training at 12 o'clock on Powur Calendar. Thursday, if you're new, please take an onboarding training, Powur Calendar. And then Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's not BNI training. It's actually a market expansion training with Bobby. And then Sunday is Halloween. This East Coast tour, we're going to touch on again here, but definitely want to build into these states. And Bobby is going to teach us a lot more about this. Also, big reminder, November 13th and 14th in Anaheim. You want every teammate there. You want to be there. You want to fly in, solarmentorfactory.com. This is a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, that we're going to have Keenan Garcia, Eric Garcia, Charles, myself, JC, David, Lewis, all the guys are going to be training the team, solarmentorfactory.com, November 13th and 14th in Anaheim. So before I hand it off, we have a contest going on October 6th through December 15th. And it's all about referring people to join Powur. If they join, you get 2 points. If they join and sign a contract in this period, you get 4 points. There are over 10 prizes. There's going to be money given away, but BNI membership, video shoots, and $500 prizes given away. So this is for referring people to join Powur and trying to get them to their first closed sale. All right, so today's training, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to introduce a good friend of mine. I actually picked him up from the airport 2 years ago in LAX and drove him all the way down to Carlsbad, San Diego. This guy really has a big heart. He helps people all the time. He recruits and leads the sales field. Bobby has been with some of the best network groups. He's built teams of tens of thousands. He's been in cancer research. And he always reminds me, on a level of 0 to 10, 10 being cancer, Jonathan, what is your problem today on that level? And so I've learned so much from this gentleman today. He's going to teach us about team building, preparing for events, and how to be successful in referring people to events, referring people to Powur, and building our business with this amazing company. So Bobby Smith, if he's not recruiting someone right now.
Oh, he's taking himself off mute. I'll also like to add, he's the one that put me in contact with you 2.5 years ago. So that's how this love connection started. So thanks, Bobby.
That warms my heart. That's great to hear. Hi, everybody. It's great to see everybody today. And we'll be recording this because it's been some common questions and themes that have come up for me over the last few days, even as we're building for the tour. And it's more efficient to record this and have a baseline for this training. First of all, let me thank you for Jack and Jonathan having me here today. Jonathan is just the greatest example of a couple things. Number one, I also found not just Jarrett, but I found Mr. Bernasso on LinkedIn. So if I was a rep in the field, I don't know, I'd be making 10,000 a month more off of 10 to 20, maybe, I don't know, on Mr. Bernasso and his team's efforts. And Jonathan exemplifies as much as anybody in the company, anywhere in the world, of doing everything all the time, from BNI to street fairs to chamber of commerce to online marketing to selling and mentoring, and that's just how you draw it up. That's just kind of perfection. And the best part about this is, like with many of the people, we built a great friendship. I consider him one of my dearest friends, and we have a blast. So it doesn't get any better than that. Making money with people that you like, care about, focused on the same thing. I know how much he cares about the world, the efforts he puts into building, getting solar panels to help families have, water to drink. And so, again, I'm just honored and humbled to be here today. So we're going to talk about a couple things, and then we'll open this up to some Q&A at the end. So, we have this tour event, and this, again, let me preface this by saying that this is all based around what you want, right? We're in the business to change the world. I spent 10 years before this, again, building a nonprofit cancer foundation. So you're selling solar, that's great. You're mentoring, great. Referring to the platform, great. And if you want to build a team and you want to go bigger, I look at when I build organizations throughout the world, in the profit and the nonprofit world, I look at it as a real estate play. It's real estate and leadership development. So if I want to play at the highest level, like a Jarrett wants to play, I'm looking at the business, at Powur, from a perspective of real estate. How many cities can I own? And how many leaders, direct to me, mentors, personally sponsored mentors, can I have in those cities? Because that will have the greatest impact on the world, and that will have the greatest impact on my life, where I can build a passive residual income and work and build from the beaches of the world, which is what I do. Jonathan knows that Janice and I had a prominent conversation, business building, roofing division conversation on the beach last week, and it's leading to some pretty cool stuff. So, it's all based upon you want. But let's talk about the events. So I've been talking to a bunch of people who, even today, who said, I'm excited. I'm going to have a couple guests at the Virginia event. Great. That's great. What I found more often when they have that kind of mentality is, I'll have a couple guests at the Virginia event, is they invite 10, 3 say they're coming, and you see them with their nose pressed up against the window, the consultant waiting for them, hoping for them to show up, and maybe somebody shows up, or maybe they don't show up. I'm more about, if I know there's an event in California or Virginia or North Carolina or New Jersey, and I have people that I'm talking to, the big picture goal is to get them the information that they need to make a decision. And we can come back to this. That I do a 1, 2, 3. I connect, I engage, I copy and paste the same messaging with the same video, with the press releases from my cell phone. I do not touch my computer for any team building. And again, just so you know, I'm averaging about 20 to 25 new consultants a month that I'm sponsoring personally in my spare time. I work with this Bud guy. There's a lot going on, right? So not a lot of my time is spent on corporate endeavors, but in my spare time, I sponsor about 20 consultants a month and give them to members in the field that it makes sense to give them to, based on geography, leadership capabilities, language, and a bunch of other variables, which we can talk about. If you think you're one of those people who should be getting people, hit me up. Make sure you're ready for that journey. Mr. Bernasso can talk to you about that. So if I'm building into an area, I'm not waiting for the event to come there. I'm engaging with that person now, sending them whatever messaging I need to send them now, getting them through the information now, getting them on a Zoom with Mr. Bernasso now, getting them to a media event, whatever it is, guiding them through the process so that they can make a decision today. They get involved in the business today, and they understand the value of that so that they can build into the event, right? Why would I want to have some people coming there to look at the business when I can already have enrolled people and having them build into the business, right? And that's what we're doing right now with some of the upcoming leaders like Jeff Cash and Lenny and Mike and Luigi and Moises and all these teams in these markets, right? And when I have someone attend an event, you have 2 choices. You can have them attend in a fact-finding mode, which means they're coming there to get some information. I don't believe in that. I believe that your guests should be coming in a decision-making mode. In other words, they've already been sent the information. They've already reviewed the video. They've already read the press releases. They've already maybe been on a media event. Whatever they've done, you've already gotten them on the phone with JB or whoever it might be. You've answered their questions. Now they're coming to the event just to look around. and sense the integrity in the room, and see who's there, and is this something I want to do? Is this people that I could work with, right? So I'm not waiting for the event for any reason. I want them to build beforehand, and I'm not using the event for anything other than for them to see who we are and what we've done. I have already done that work before. I've got there. Again, my goal is to get them enrolled and have them build into the event. Let's move forward. Okay. And then there's how you behave on a day of an event. In other words, what's the rhythm of that, right? And again, I've seen a lot of people do this a lot of ways, and it's not the way I would do it. And I'm blessed. I was blessed to have built organizations all over the world, in profit and nonprofit, in countries around the world, and learn from the best people in the world. So I learned from the best people in the world, and I hope that you learn little tidbits from me, not the best in the world, and make it your own, make it better, help get better, right? So there's an old saying, the guest you pick up always arrives, right? So if in fact you're building an event, whether it's California, wherever you may be going, my goal is to, maybe they want to meet ahead of time for a cocktail. You don't want to have too many cocktails before an event. A cup of coffee, a kombucha, whatever it may be. Meet them ahead of time, drive over together. The guest you pick up always arrives without fail. And then once you get to the meeting, the event, it's really not about the meeting. Again, the meeting is just the meeting. If you did it right, they already saw the meeting on the email that you sent them. It's really about the meeting before the meeting and the meeting after the meeting. It's that cup of coffee in the cocktail lounge or outside or by the pool if it's me, right? And again, you're shaking hands with Charles Thompson. You're meeting with Melissa Dawson. You're hanging out with JC Rangel, whatever it may be. You're spending time before the meeting. Then when the meeting is there, you're introducing them to the potential speaker. You're doing all these things, and now you sit with them. You grab the front row seats if you can. Grab their attention, sit next to them. So what you do before the meeting, engaging, confidence, introducing them to some other folks. Maybe they're in real estate and you introduce them to Bernasa, the real estate guy. Maybe they're a roofer, you introduce them to the roofer. Maybe they're a powerful woman in business and you want to introduce them to a Carol Cole Lewis or a Kira, whoever it may be, a powerful woman in business, whoever it might be, Kiara, whoever that may be, right? And then again, so it's that meeting before the meeting, then the meeting takes place, and now the meeting after the meeting. You want to find out what their questions were. What do they need to hear? What is it they want? Remember, it's not the same for everybody. Some people want to make more money than anybody in the world. Some people want to reshape the planet. Maybe some people want to do both. Some people are doing it so they can spend more time with their children. Some people are doing it so they can get away from their spouse. Everybody's got their own story, right? You can't find out until you get in there and start meeting them. This is a personal thing. So the mindset of how you're going to build into an event, the process of how you're going to engage people in an event, the step-by-step planning of what you're going to do before, during, and after, and utilize all the assets of these events. And then the goal is to get them enrolled, right there, at the event. There's no reason to wait. Talk about certification, maybe make a list of contacts, their solar contacts, their organizational development contacts, whatever it might be. Okay. And we'll come back to this. We'll open up for some Q&A as we go along. Okay. One of the biggest things that, again, you have to get great at is the next event. That's the whole ballgame. What I'm working with the leaders in Virginia and North Carolina, New Jersey, is the last slide that day should be the next event. And some of this we won't know until we get down there. So maybe the next event is already a planned Zoom, right? So that meeting happens on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and the following Sunday night, there's a Zoom for North Carolina. There's a Zoom for Virginia. There's a Zoom for New Jersey. Knowing that the following week, if everybody did their job and there's some momentum, there's another event in that marketplace. Restaurant, country club, beach, wherever it may be. But so often in my career, I found people will do a great event. Even think about what you're doing on a daily basis, your Zooms, your this, your that, but there's not the next event. you know, it's all really about that next event. Because you want the energy that was built and give these people a format to invite to that next event and to grow. Because the big picture here is really the big picture. If I'm you and I'm attending a Zoom, a media event, and I'm watching Charles Thompson speak, Jonathan Bernasso speak, I want you to picture your way onto that stage, because that's really where the biggest money's at. Not because you make money being on stage, the perception, the persona, that what you've built around yourself, those assets that you've developed. Nobody again is better than that than Mr. Bernasso. There's a handful of people in this company that do that better than any other people, and that's why they make more money than anybody else in the company, right? But the big picture is not can you do it? It's can you teach it? It is, in a perfect world, if you're sitting in that room and you're picturing yourself in front of that room, and maybe you're even taking a few notes in your pad or on your cell phone of the key things you'd like to add in to the slides, because the whole thing is laid out. You just need to add your own twist on it, right? Maybe you're making the notes for you to be up in front of that room. And the way I look at this is, if I was a rep, I would want to know how many first generation, personally sponsored mentors could I have speaking in rooms and on Zooms around the United States and ultimately around the world, because that's where the biggest money is how many leaders do you have doing that? So, given the concept of real estate and leadership development, I again work on a 1, 2, 3 process. I do this all day, every day. And again, you can fit it into your life. Do I seem stressed to you? You know, and I work with Jonathan Budd, right? Do I seem stressed to you? We have a lot going on, right? Just came off 2 days in California. We're going to blow your mind with what we're doing next. I've been saying that to Bernasso for 2 years. He used to not believe me. Now he knows that it happens. Every time you think that we've done something to change the game, we're going to do something else that changes the game, because that's how you get to $1 billion IPO. You have to do things that no one in the world's doing. So my engagement begins in the morning in bed. Every morning I'm laying next to my wife. She's in her REM period. Snuggled up with Kobe. Everybody knows my dog now, the famous Kobe. And I'm just connecting with people on Facebook. I go into the Facebook chats, solar pros, sales talk with solar pros, roofing pros, HVAC pros. And I don't get involved. I don't get involved with the solar cicadas, right? I don't debate the solar cicadas. What I do is I connect with people, just connect. And then I start, great to connect. Are you in residential solar, or have you ever thought of adding solar to your portfolio? It's a 1, great to connect. A 2, whatever fits that ambiance. And 3, may I send you some information below? I copy and paste the same thing every day. Presentation, Jonathan has it with video and press releases. It evolves from time to time. And that's it. They're either in or they're out, or they need more information. And that leads me to last month, I sponsored, I think, 31 people, 1 a day for 31 days. The month before, maybe, then 25, and we'll see where I land this month. And that's it. There's no magic to it, right? It's mathematical. If you connect with X amount of people per day, if you send them that messaging, X amount of people per day, you will enroll X amount of reps per day, per week, per month. And if you get them engaged properly and grab that first bill and tag it and grab it and teach them, then you will make more money. It's mathematical. It can't be debated. It's been proven. It's fact. Just like the fact that Powur is who we are. The jury is back. There's no debate, right? And then you add to that, you sprinkle on top of that what I've done in my career. And I don't even have solar here in Maryland yet. We will soon, but the BNI, it's math. If you join BNI and do it right, you make more money. You have a greater impact. If you join the local chamber of commerce and you do it right, you make more money and you have a greater impact on the world. So the great ones say, what do? You do everything. How often you do it? You do it all the time. So what do? You do everything all the time. Mixed in with your prayer and workout and children and beach. I multitask. I worked out for 3 hours the other day on the elliptical watching the Ravens get killed. Right? Wasn't enjoyable, but it was a hell of a workout. I typically combine these things. I work it out, or I'm reading, or I'm talking on the phone, and I'm doing the things I want to do, walking on the beach, or other things that I want to do in my life, hanging out with my wife. of my life. It's her birthday. There's an old saying, if you want to have the things that others don't have, you have to be willing to do the things that other people won't do. There's an 80-20 rule in life and in business. It's never going to change. It's not going to go anywhere. It just is what it is. Everybody's entitled to take the path that they want to take. But these are the things that I'm sharing with you, you can do. Do we have another slide, JB, or that's it pretty much? I think that's it, right? Okay. So I think you all know, obviously, when you get somebody in business, you gotta, get them. I send people to newsletters sometimes for that piece of it. If I got a new person and they're on the fence, I'll send them a newsletter, last week's newsletter. When I get somebody in the business that joins on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll normally send them last Monday's newsletter. Take a look at this. I want to get them engaged. I do it all the time, right? So they can see the quality of it. Do you think there's any solar company in the world that's communicating the way we are in newsletters? Do you think they've got a Pioneers page with 4,000 people on it? No. So my first thing is that they're reading the newsletter. Here's my big ones. They're on Pioneers. They are, obviously, they've been through certification. PowerCalendar.com is their Bible with no religious connotations. It's their Bible. And anybody who wants any of this is at your disposal. I'm at your disposal every Friday. Charles at your disposal every Friday. You know who shows up there? No offense, same 20 some people having the same conversations. But if you really want to take up your business to the next level, if you want to own this thing, if you want to make life-changing income, those are the conversations we have every Friday, because it's hard for me to have them individually. That's why I'm taping this session today, so that we can, have this for prosperity. Hopefully it actually taped. And we can open it up to training if you want to do to Q&A, if you want to do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Bobby, for this information and all the tips and tricks here. Tours are coming to California, Northern California, Texas, Florida, and this happens sooner than you could imagine. So I have a lot of takeaways from you, Bobby, and I appreciate it. If anyone has some questions, feel free to type them in the chat or jump off mute for Bobby.
Yeah, if you want to jump off mute or whatever you want to do, that's great. Yeah, again, here we've got somebody who's not on the Pioneers page. Man, if you're not on the Pioneers page, not your fault. They're just not in the game.
One thing I want to say too, 2 years ago, I would have heard you speak, or a year ago, and I couldn't have imagined some of these things of speaking on stage or having frontline mentors. And what I'll just express to everyone that's listening, it will happen sooner than you can imagine. You will be speaking on stage if you're Anthony Bonilla or Cynthia or Jared or anyone on here that wants to make an impact, wants to lead, wants more mentor deals, wants to help more people, wants to create income and impact for their team. Truly, it will happen sooner than you can expect. I just quit Sunrun a year and a half ago. And there's 600 people on this team. And there's 50 mentors on this team, guys. Like, put your head down, work your butt off. It will truly happen sooner than you can imagine. So
yeah. And it is people's greatest fear. I think the greatest fears in life are public speaking, followed by going to the dentist, followed by death. So I think public speaking is first. But it's something that you can get over. If you do enough conference calls, like three-way calls, kind of thing, if you go to a BNI meeting, if you're speaking at a little trade show or trade fair, if you master the language, and again, sometimes I've heard people say this, and I love this. Bobby, I can't do what you do. I appreciate the compliment. Bobby, I can't say it the way you say it. Well, I hope not. You want to say it the way you say it. But, it's funny. I often go back to a time when my son and my daughter were little, and I would read them a bedtime story. And if there's any parents on this Zoom today, you know that when they're in the crib and you're reading them a bedtime story, you turn the pages. And when you say that book enough times, that story, before you turn the page, your children, your little babies, start to read the story to you. If my babies could do it, if your babies can do it, I promise you, you can do it. It is simply a matter of taking one of the Zooms, taking a presentation by Mr. Bernasso, and listening to it 100 times. Listen to it on your walks. Listen to it on the beach. what could be better than laying on the beach listening to Jonathan Bernasso speak? It's like Shaka Khan. It's amazing, right? On your walks, on your hikes, if you listen to the same thing, watch it, then it just becomes second nature. If you're speaking the language, if you're having calls, if you're explaining the opportunity, then it just becomes second nature and you have fun. It's growth.
Some of the great people ask their leadership, can I shadow you on a recruiting call? Can I shadow you on a homeowner presentation? Can I show up to your installation, guys? When I see proactive engagement like that, my friend that joined the business, Jeff, he joined 2 of my homeowner presentations on Zoom just to listen. And then he asked for more recordings. He sold 3 deals in his first 2 weeks. Do you think there's a correlation there? There are people that go after it and ask those questions, and maybe you don't know to ask those questions. Then you can ask your leadership. I want to shadow you, JC, David, Lewis, on your next recruiting, attracting, referring call. Can I jump on that one? And ask them for weeks until you get on one. And that's what it takes to memorize the lingo and be like Bobby and be like JC and all the great leaders here.
And remember, folks, I'm on the corporate side. I don't keep a soul. I don't do any of that. They all get farmed out to someone else. I don't make a dime. I just sent Mr. Bernasso the script. I keep all of this on my cell phone. Again, I never touch my computer during the day. So if they say, great to connect, may I send you something? I copy and paste it from my cell phone and I send it to them. And as soon as you've watched the video and read the press releases, text me, and let's set up a call. Let's walk through it. Any other questions? And some of this I'll say also in closing is, it's really about developing, some kind of rapport on that phone. You have to be aware, whether you're in person or whether you're on the phone, of who your audience is. If you're talking to some hot from New Jersey, better get to the freaking point. Better get to the bottom line. And that's where you really become to get really great. This morning I talked to somebody in New Jersey, which is the bottom line, get to the point, about conversation. But when I get on the phone with the folks from North Carolina, y'all better slow that shit down. You can't be no fast talking Yankee, right? So you have to know your audience. I always look at their profile on Facebook and LinkedIn before I talk to them. I want to see what they're into. I want to see what their thing is. I want to see what they do. It's just being a consummate professional. So you have to be aware of your audience, who you're talking to. Take a quick peek at their Facebook background. And folks, again, if you're not on LinkedIn, I don't even know what to say. If you're trying to build a business in Powur, if in fact you're trying to build an organization and you're not on LinkedIn, you're just not in the game. Connect with me. You can see my profile. You can see what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And what I have found is Facebook can be equally effective. Again, if I'm you, I'm in the solar thread in my city, Solar Pros of Virginia, HVAC Pros of California, Home Security Systems of Virginia. And again, I'm never pitching in those groups. You can never pitch in the solar group, ever, ever, ever. The solar cicadas will come out and Mr. Rangel will take care of them. But if you're an HVAC group or a home security group, they're really not used to that. Remember, my vision of Powur is a $1 billion company with 10 $100 million verticals. The first vertical is the millions of people in America that are looking for something pre and post COVID and Delta, that the entrepreneurs, the business people, they want a different pathway. The solar pros, we sign up 100 new ones a month, 150, 200 of them a month. Then you've got real estate, roofing, HVAC, home security, anybody who's touching the household. So I'm in all those groups in Facebook. I even manage some of them. Like you get to be the person who admin. I'm an admin of some of them. So you know what happens when I see the request to join in the HVAC group of North Carolina, I message that person. I say, just allowed you into my group. I don't own that group. I didn't start that group. I'm an admin. And then I go into, hey, great to connect. Are you open to Powur? I believe that every roofing professional, when they sell roofing to a client, they're saying goodbye to them for 15 to 20 years. Why wouldn't they add solar? When an HVAC professional puts an HVAC on someone's house, they're saying goodbye to them for 10 years. Why wouldn't they have something else? A blind copied email to every one of their clients in one shot. It's easy. It doesn't cost anything. Hey, we added solar to our portfolio. Are you open to, a free energy evaluation? And so everybody on here has a choice. Do you want to play in those buckets? Do you want to fish in those ponds? Sometimes I feel like I'm standing at the end of the ocean. I have cast my rod, even though I would never kill a fish. I wanted to be an oceanographer. I look to my right, I look to my left, and there's nobody fishing. I'm the only one fishing. And I wonder, how the hell can I be the only one fishing? I got 4,000 consultants, 5,000 consultants in Powur. You tell them nobody else is in this HVAC group of Southern California? Nobody else is in the state group of Northern California? Nobody else is in this home security group of San Diego? No one? Just me? Now you get me emotional. That is I send that out 10, 20 times a day. Anybody have any questions about that?
So just to share, guys, I just put in the chat the Google Drive. It's probably easier this way. So it's a Google document. This is a script that Bobby sends out. I'm just missing the Inc. 61 image that I'll add right now, but you can literally copy this script and use it on LinkedIn, Facebook, all the different people you're trying to attract.
Yeah. And if you want to sub a video of Jonathan Bernasso doing a presentation with this one or JC or that one or whoever it might be, God bless. I just happened to catch that one that day. I think that's when the climate report came out, and it was a great presentation by Charles and Jim. And let's not forget, not only is the jury back on Powur, because remember this, a lot of this is posture. People can sense. I'm not seeking opinions. I never have one phone conversation where I'm seeking an opinion. I will listen to their thoughts, but the jury is back. Out of 32 million companies in the United States of America, Powur 61. The debate is over. We are the fastest growing national residential solar company in the United States of America. So whatever you think you heard, whatever you think that we're an MLM, that our service wasn't great, that our pay was slow, whatever your opinion is. And did we have some of those things? Yes. But let me make sure, because I hear that sometimes. I heard Powur's this, I heard Powur's that. I'm not buying their opinion. You buy someone's opinion, you buy their paycheck, you buy their lifestyle. I'm not interested in their opinion. Because the persona, what you're putting out there is, I know exactly who I am. I know exactly where we're going. The guy that taught me said, I'm the goose. I've got the golden egg. Do you want an egg? If not, I wish you the best in your life. I wish people the best all the time. Congratulate them for their promotions in solar. Whenever I see somebody get promoted in solar, I'm always congratulating them. And I let them know if they want to be a part of the future of solar, let me know. But it's not a pitch. It's not, I try and do this as chill as possible. This is me having fun, trying to get to you and grab you. But when I'm talking on the phone, with these folks, it's as chill as it can possibly be. But I am not seeking opinions, nor are you. We know exactly who we are. We know exactly where we are going. I talk to these people about data, why we have the best in the industry. It's not a favor by anybody. It's because we're doing more business than just about anybody in the industry. Why do we get the best pricing from the loan companies? Why do we get the first shipment off the port, off the dock from Enphase or this? Because of what we're doing. I talk about Paul Winoski. I talk about him starting to bring his people to the table. Maybe they heard our operations were slow. Okay, well, here's how we solve that one. Paul might be one of the brightest solar guys in the United States of America, right? Retired well, comes back, interviews everybody, and picks Powur and invests a lot of money. Come on. So whatever that might be, these are the conversations I have, the mathematical conversation. Why our prices continue to get lower, why everybody's got skin in the game, the culture, because every sale that gets made, it helps to drive our costs lower. Supply chain issues, could prices bump up here and there? Of course they will. But, at the end of the day, it's mastering the language and having a posture that is undeniable, that no one can debate. And doing that with a flair and a humbleness and a connection with these people, that's what wins hearts and minds and souls. And I have no idea what that picture of behind Jonathan Bernasso of that woman in that dress with that champagne. I just happened to notice that. Anyway, so any questions about any of that before we wrap it up? I thought I'd be up there. Go ahead. Any questions at all? You feeling this?
Bobby's on fire. I'm excited.
Y'all get me. I have not gone after CPAs only because that would put me to sleep. Now, with all due respect, of course it can be a CPA because they see people's money. But if I had my list in order, it would be the entrepreneurs, the solar pros, any sales professional,
Like,
and then real estate. Yeah, real estate, roofing, HVAC, almost in that order.
like Jim was saying last night, there's 4 million people in this, country of ours that are walking off of their job. They're not happy. Labor's hard everywhere right now. And if you could give someone a model with freedom and impact and value and environment impact and good commissions and building a business, I mean, there's no better place.
Yep. And Jonathan, let me say one more thing before I forget it too. If you are the CEO of your own solar company, which is what you are right now, and if you're treating it like one, acting like one, then you got a fourth quarter strategy in play, and you've got a first quarter strategy in play. In other words, we know that America is going to take off around Thanksgiving. We know that America is going to go brain dead right around December 15th, probably till January 5th. And we'll come out of that gate with a big event in Powur. Bernasso already probably knows, but some point in January, right? But the key is, and even for Jonathan, for you, do you have your Zooms dialed in? Do you have your special events dialed in? Do you have your meetings dialed in? In other words, how hard can we drive this before Thanksgiving? How hard can we drive this from Thanksgiving to Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah? How far can we drive this before the New Year? Remember, New Year's a great time to talk to people. They want to take that tax break this year, right? So if they're, they can join a company. I was talking to a guy the other day who was like redoing his office. Well, if you're going to redo your office, and I can't give tax advice, I'm not a CPA, but if you own your own business and you dedicate part of your home to that business and expenses that are related to that business, that's food and gas and home office supplies and dinners and all those things. My point is, it makes a better tax sense to get involved before December 31st than it does January 1. Anybody who's thinking about starting a new business, investing money, putting money into a business, it makes sense to do it now versus after the first of the year. That's a tax incentive thing. And again, I can't give tax advice. Quit my job today. I don't know if that's true or I just made you quit. If I did, I hope you have a plan. But the goal again, folks, is to have fun. What I'm most proud of in Powur really is the relationships that we've built from our executive team, my best friends of Jonathan Budd and Jimmy and the whole team and Beth and now Rachel. I found Rachel on LinkedIn. I found Cammie on LinkedIn. There is so much talent out there on LinkedIn. It is scary. If you're building an organization and you're not there, you're missing it. And if your profile isn't up to date, big picture, badass, you're missing it. If your Facebook profile looks like you're on a dating app, it's not going to get you anywhere in business. If it reflects your profile and who you are and what you believe in, then you can win. And I don't believe in second place. Failure is not an option, right? It just isn't. So I know we have a last minute or two. Jonathan, do you have any other things you need to cover or just Q&A? There you go.
Someone really cool designed this. Awesome.
Yeah. You like the trophy I found? Yes, it's pretty cool.
Black.
I still got 100 of those to give away. I have to figure out when and how.
All right.
The North Carolina tour, again, folks, here's what we know. Everybody who's involved with us early in the city and played hard and played to win and absorbed the hits that you are going to take. Remember, we prepare people in new markets. You're new. The upside is most of our leaders in most markets make 300, 400, 500,000 a year to over $1 million a year, right? The thing is, you're going to have to go through challenge with us. New installing partners, bring your installing partners. Let us vet them. You got to be able to get through those challenges, and I prepare them for that. I prepare everybody for that. It's solar, right? It just is. Shit happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Doesn't matter what company you work for, anywhere in the world. If you manage expectations, if you manage the expectations of new people coming in your business, and again, you want to communicate with these new people. When I bring in new people into Powur, it's like I'm building a friendship, right? We're talking every day. We're building trust. We're doing all those things. If they go to a training, review that training with them. If they go to an event, review that event with them. At the end of the day, you're building a friendship. I've been to the to the Puerto Rican rainforest with my family and Luigi's. You know, I've traveled with these people. Mr. Bernasso, every time I'm in town now, you know, can we meet at the beach? Can we hang out? Can we get a kombucha? Can we eat dollar fish tacos? Can we do all the things now that become a part of our culture and our friendships? If you have new installers, vet them, bring them. Matthew.britt@powur.com. Matthew reviews all installers. Northern California has been what it is. We're always looking for better installers to be better at what we do. But look, folks, whatever challenges we're going through, remember, 32 million companies. We're 61. There ain't no debates to be had. The jury is back. You can be a part of the future of solar. When I say goodbye to somebody in solar, hey, I'm working with this solar company, it's doing good. Great. My last line is, I wish you well. Let's change the world. Let me know if you'd ever like to be a part of the future of solar and renewable energy. Boom. I'm out. Thank you for having me.
Woo! I'm pumped. Clearly, Bobby does not like to speak or talk that much. But
I'm passionate. If you're passionate what you do, what they say, you'll never work. If you love what you do, if you love who you do it with, you'll never work a day in your life. This isn't work for me. This is joy for me. If I grabbed one person today and said one thing to one person that helps you get to where you want to go, then Jonathan and I had a victory today. No more, no less. That's what this is about. And when he gives me the recording, I'll get it out to some folks. Okay. People, I love you. We respect you. We appreciate you being part of everything we do. We have to build a better world. Again, record storms in California last week, a cyclone event here. I woke up with I told Jonathan, with a flood in my son's bedroom out of nowhere. Came through the roof, through the solar panels, through the ceiling fan. I turned the light on this morning. That probably couldn't have been good. Might not have been having this conversation this morning. Shit happens. Again, having been blessed with running a cancer foundation, as Jonathan opened up with, always remember on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being cancer, what was that problem? And again, there are challenges. I get it. Customer that had a bad experience, this happened, that happened. I get it. But, you know, we have a chance to do something special in the world right now. The world needs us more than it's ever needed us before. Our children need us more than ever before. We need to have time to be able to spend more time with our children because of what they're going through in this world of COVID and Delta. We need to be there for them. And if we don't do something, I promise you, our grandchildren are not inheriting the same world that we got. This is not going anywhere unless we do something about it. Thank you.
amen. Amen. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you bringing the motivation and passion, lighting this team up. I don't think there's anything else to say. So I think we're going to end on that note. Get this recording to the field. Let's get out there and kick some ass, and let's all jump off mute and say, Bobby, thank you, and tell him bye.
Thank you, Bobby. That was excellent. Bring the fire.
Thanks, Bobby.
Let's make the world a better place.
Hey, Bobby, how do you when you eat cereal? When you eat cereal, do you just eat cereal like at 100
Thank you, Bobby.
No, I never touch those carbs. And go Ravens. Peace.
Thank you, Bobby.
Later.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.